Here is the Two Angry Immigrants storytelling half hour. And you go.
Ooh. The year is 1979.
Wow.
A young boy who is by the name of Moon, who is not even in his first quarter yet, is standing at a water trough back in the great island of Trinidad and Tobago. Wow. It's like basically a water. It's like a little spot where you have like a bunch of like standpipes and you just like 10, 12 of them, drinking your water and stuff because there's no water coolers and stuff. You know?
Right.
This is a long time ago. You know, this is Flintstone. This is Flintstone days.
I was going to say water fountain technology didn't make it to Trinidad or Tobago. First of all, how is that one island? But never mind, we'll come back to that.
It's there, but we didn't have it back then.
Yes, you didn't have it. Yeah, it existed.
I drank from a tap for many years, and I'm doing just fine. There's nothing wrong with me. Do you see something wrong with me?
I mean, go on.
Don't answer that.
Yeah, go on. Yeah, go on.
So I'm standing there, drinking up my, trying to stay hydrated, as they say. And we get to the point where this young lady walks by and shoves me. No reason, no rhyme. She just shoves me.
Oh shit!
And she bumps my mouth into the tap. I'm all bloody and all that.
Wow!
And I'm like, why would she do that? So I'm mad. I'm getting angry, and I decided, you know what? Today's the day. And as soon as I said today is the day, the school bell rang, and we were back into class.
Ooh,
So you know what I did, Davey P?
I don't. Tell me.
The only logical thing a young man who was just his life was just threatened while drinking water.
He was disrespected.
Yep. I swung my right hand and I decked her straight in the mouth, and I ran. I ran
like a true man of honor.
Usain Bolt couldn't catch me on that day.
Amazing.
I ran right into class, and I sat into class, and she tried to chase me, but she couldn't come into class because the teacher was there, and I'm sitting there, and I was like, I won this one.
For now.
Little did I know, this young lady was very, very, very adamant about at me right after school.
I don't blame her.
So she waited. And she waited.
Uh-oh.
There was a bunch of people waiting with us to tear me up.
Of course.
But you know what I did, Davey?
You ran home?
Nope. I stood my ground. I stood my ground and I hid. I hid for 25 to 35 minutes, hiding. She searched for me. I saw her walking by. I was hiding. I hid and I hid. I am not scared to say it. I hid a hid. And I waited. And I waited. And eventually the crowd that was standing there waiting to see me get destroyed, they couldn't wait anymore. They all left.
Okay.
They all left.
All right.
So I said, this is my chance. And I came out.
Uh-oh.
And when I came out, Davey, there was 3 people there. You know who were the 3 people there, Davey?
The girl,
me, and a janitor who didn't care what the hell was going on between us.
Nice.
Did not give a shit about what was going to happen next. So me, being the gentleman that I am, I walked right up to her.
Uh-oh.
You understand? Fists balled up and everything.
Wow.
And I said, what do you want to do? And you know what she did? You know what she did, Davey P?
What's that?
She beat the shit out of me. She beat the hell out of me. I swear it felt like about 4 days.
Yeah.
It was like about 6 or 7 seconds.
Of course. Yeah.
Of constant pounding.
Yeah.
But it felt like it was going on forever. You understand? Like I was hearing like music in the background and all that. And that was like, it was really bad. It was really bad. She tore up my shirt. She busted me up. And when she got done, she just got up, she picked up her bag, and she walked away.
And lesson learned.
I did the same.
Yeah.
But you know what?
What?
In the eyes of everybody in the public, you know who won that fight?
Uh-oh. The janitor?
I did. Because nobody saw her beat me up.
Man. Well, lesson learned there, huh? I guess if there is a moral to our stories from our children.
Hide and wait till everybody leaves.
Yeah, from our time as children, our childhood. Yeah, exactly. Just what is it? It's like the Homer Simpson line: hide under the bed sheets and just hope everything turns out all right.
Yeah,
it's knocked out. But so don't let her know where I am or what I'm doing.
I won't.
But I have inadvertently knocked out people's teeth on 2 occasions as a child.
As a child.
Let's just start with the second one involves a water fountain. Let me get that out of the way. The boy's name was Martin Castleman, this poor kid. He came from a family that definitely had no money. He wore the same thing every day. He definitely barely ate, barely had money to feed himself. And he was in my public school, in my middle school. And this is when I lived in Lindsay, Ontario. But he was a great dude. He was so nice, super fun. He just liked to joke around. Nothing was too serious. And he was a nice guy. I really liked Martin, but you could tell Martin came from less than auspicious means. And there was a day where we were waiting in line at the water fountain after gym class. And I was at the end of the line. And the line's, slowly shrinking, and he's in front of me. Let
the record show that Davy Patterson was born after me, so maybe he had water fountains where he was at.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah, we had water fountain technology in Canada by that point. So, but yeah, I mean, we're not going to talk about how old we are right now, but we had it by then. And so we're waiting in line at the water fountain, and this is why this story connects, because we're waiting in line. Martin's in front of me, and he goes to get a drink from the water fountain. It's just the 2 of us. We're the only 2 people left. And he gets a drink from the water fountain, and he turns to walk away. And then jokingly, he cuts back in line in front of me and goes to take another drink from the water fountain. That was his joke. It was funny. And so I was like, get out of here. And I took him by the arms. I grabbed both sides of his arms, and I just sort of pushed him he was a little guy. And I just kind of pushed him to the side.
Look at you taking advantage of Martin, baby.
Because I was joking. I was in on the gag. I'm like, get out of here. And I was laughing. I was like, Martin, you're a funny guy.
You're a funny guy.
What a guy, Martin. Yeah, what a guy. So 2 days later, Martin hasn't been in school. And I get a call to the vice principal's office. I can't remember his name, but I can picture him. He's a little short guy, balding. Nice dude, though.
Sounds like every vice principal ever.
This is what I'm saying. He was vice principal token, he was just
vice principal balding,
Yes, vice principal stereotype calls me down to the office, and he says David, I need to ask you about Martin Castleman. And I was like, okay, go on. And he's like, yeah, oh shoot, no. He's like, hey, what happened? And I'm like, well, what do you mean what happened? And he said,
what happened was
there was an incident between the 2 of you, and Martin's parents are concerned about what happened there. And I was like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. Tell me more about what happened. And he said, well, apparently you pushed Martin, and he fell into one of those hand dryers. He fell into one of those hand dryers, and his front teeth got knocked out. And I was like, what?
Damn, you pushed him really hard.
Well, that's just it. I'm like, no, that definitely didn't happen. No. Mm-hmm. And he was like, no, apparently it was by the water fountain. And he was taking a drink, and you pushed him out of the way, and he hit his teeth on the hand dryer. And it was in the change room, the men's changing room for the gym at our school.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, he hit his face on that, and it knocked his front teeth out. Mm. And I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I was like, I didn't do that.
That's your story, and you're sticking to it, Davey. I commend you.
Because I was like, I definitely didn't push him into a hand dryer. He might have run into a hand dryer, but my intent was not to physically throw him into the wall with the hand dryer on it. So the vice principal stereotype says, Well, but his parents are insistent that like you did it and that it was your response and like that you hurt him, and they're really upset. And
that sounds like a Patterson type thing to do.
Yeah, they want to know how we're going to handle this going forward. And I'm like, handle what? I didn't do anything. And to this day, I'm like, I don't remember him hitting anything. Like me pushing him, like I didn't push him. I grabbed him by the arms and I pulled him out of the way. I'm like, I didn't push him into anything. And the vice principal, which is like, this is, I think, kind of unfair, actually. The vice principal took my side and was like, I believe it. I don't think that you would have done that on purpose.
Ooh.
But I didn't do anything. Like that was my thing. Like we might have been joking around and if something happened, then I'm really sorry, but I don't know what you're saying.
I think I know what happened to Martin.
What's that?
I think the same girl that was waiting for me outside the school came up there and knocked Martin's
and
teeth
just
out.
beat the shit out of Martin.
I'm telling you, she seems like that kind of girl. She seems like that kind of girl. So, and then she said to him, "You better tell him David Patterson did this."
Who did this to you? Who did this?